I view everything that happened after Hariri's return in December of 2017 as directly related to elections. You had the elections in May, and then before that, you had the Paris 4 conference, the Saad conference. And in order to do that, as you said, you had to have a budget. Everything that happened once Hariri got back was basically just a electoral posturing.
Yeah, totally.
And everything after that has been cabinet formation. So it's just like for the first year, the way I see it, the first year of the past 2 years, yeah, we did have a lot of things get done. And then we had this like crazy moment 1 year ago with Hariri allegedly being, held captive in Saudi. And then everything after that for the next year has just been like, well, yeah, elections and nothing else.
Yeah.
And stalemate.
And this like kind of, opens the question, is this really a new era in any sense? What's new about this Ahed al-Jadid? Like, what are these achievements that they are so proud of? The extension of the parliament's term was constitutionally a scandal. The appointment of security chiefs is just what should happen anyway. It should not be like, exactly, it should not be like, oh, we had a deal to appoint security chiefs. It's also a bit embarrassing that they have to agree on the names in such a ridiculous manner in terms of like who gets what. The new electoral law, we've talked about this in our earliest episodes, is really bad for new groups, emerging groups. It's really bad for secular politics. It encourages everyone to do sectarian politics more and more in the future elections.
Yeah, reconstituted East Beirut and West Beirut as realities on the ground.
Yeah. And the tax law was not progressive at all. The ranks and salary scale, okay, it was needed. It's good that they passed it. However, it was not up to the expectations of the trade or what the trade unions had been demanding for 4 years in the street. The diplomatic appointments, also self-evident, nothing major. And the budgets are just really embarrassing. Like, you don't pass a budget after the year has passed, or you pass a budget just because you have an international conference.
Yeah, but at the same time, I understand what you're saying, but like at the same time, given what had preceded it, this, I would argue, was actually like, yeah, these are accomplishments. These are things that needed to happen. Yeah, but you have to start at step 1 before you can get to step 2 or step 10 as where we want to go, You've got to start somewhere, and they started somewhere.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, right? But we also have to remember that this whole thing happened ahead of an election that's supposed to be a good one, and it was a failure indeed also in terms of transparency and the votes that were lost and all of these scandals. But more importantly, I've been mentioning these things critically because, if you're passing a budget and it's not good, or if passing a tax law that is not good, an electoral system that further sectarianizes politics, you may be putting the train back on track, but it's the wrong track, it's going in the wrong direction. So yes, things were stopped. Now they were more accelerated with this movement and the state institutions, which is important to a certain extent, but it's just going in the wrong direction.